Can Dogecoin become the next Bitcoin? Alright, let's get straight to it. Dogecoin, the meme coin that started as a joke, is once again at the center of the crypto conversation. But here's the question everyone's asking right now: can Dogecoin actually become the next Bitcoin? Not just another meme, not just another hype cycle, but a true global digital currency? Today, we're breaking it all down: how Dogecoin's blockchain works, how it's evolving, what experts are saying, and whether it has what it takes to step into Bitcoin's territory. Now, before you roll your eyes and think, come on, Dogecoin competing with Bitcoin? Let's look at the facts. Bitcoin started as an idea no one took seriously either. Back in 2010, people called it digital nonsense. A decade later, it's reshaping global finance. And in some ways, Dogecoin has followed a similar path. It began as satire but built a community so massive, it's now impossible to ignore. Let's rewind to how this all started. Dogecoin was launched in December 2013 by Billy Markus and Jackson Palmer. They forked it from Litecoin, which itself was a fork of Bitcoin. So technically, Dogecoin is a direct descendant of Bitcoin's blockchain design. But instead of focusing on scarcity and limited supply like Bitcoin, Dogecoin took the opposite approach: abundance. With over 140 billion Doge in circulation and more minted every minute, it was meant to be fun, light, and accessible. And that accessibility was its secret weapon. While Bitcoin became the store of value, Dogecoin became the coin of the people. And then came Elon Musk. Every time Musk tweeted about Dogecoin, calling it the people's crypto, its price skyrocketed. Dogecoin became a cultural moment, a global meme with real financial impact. It wasn't just a digital joke anymore. It was a movement powered by humor, hope, and a sense of rebellion against the seriousness of traditional finance. But the question remains, does any of that actually make Dogecoin capable of rivaling Bitcoin? Let's look at the technical side. The Dogecoin blockchain runs on a proof-of-work system, just like Bitcoin. Miners verify transactions, secure the network, and get rewarded with Doge. However, Dogecoin doesn't compete directly with Bitcoin for hash power because it's merge-mined with Litecoin. This means miners can validate transactions for both networks simultaneously, a clever move that keeps Dogecoin secure without needing massive additional energy consumption. Another key difference lies in speed and fees. Dogecoin's block time is just 1 minute compared to Bitcoin's 10. That means transactions confirm faster, and fees stay lower. For daily transactions, Dogecoin is more practical. And that's where its potential starts to shine. Dogecoin may never be the next Bitcoin in terms of value per coin, but it could be the next Bitcoin in terms of usage, a true currency for the internet age. Experts have started to take this possibility seriously. MyDoge CTO Alex recently stated that Dogecoin's infrastructure is evolving faster than most people realize. He's referring to the upcoming integrations like the Doge OS and the Cardinals Index node upgrades that allow developers to build decentralized apps directly on the Dogecoin network. That's a massive shift. Dogecoin, once a simple peer-to-peer payment coin, is starting to look more like a smart, programmable ecosystem. And that brings us to the real game-changer, Dogecoin's latest upgrades. The Cardinals Index node now allows anyone to run a node, validate on-chain transactions, and even enable smart contract-like functionality. This means Dogecoin is becoming programmable, efficient, and far more decentralized. The indexing speed can reach up to 500 milliseconds, putting it among the fastest networks handling UTXO-based architecture. Crypto engineer Ed Tubbs from the Dogecoin Foundation said, "We're building infrastructure that scales, that's safe, and that doesn't compromise the meme spirit." That's the balance Dogecoin is striking: technical evolution with cultural identity intact. Meanwhile, Elon Musk continues to integrate Dogecoin into his ecosystem. The X platform, formerly known as Twitter, has quietly laid groundwork for crypto payments. And yes, the community expects Dogecoin to be one of the supported tokens. Tesla already accepts Doge for merchandise, and SpaceX has used it for experimental payments. When you start connecting those dots, it's clear Dogecoin isn't fading out. It's quietly positioning itself for mainstream use. But let's be real. There are challenges. Dogecoin doesn't have the capped supply that gives Bitcoin its digital gold status. Inflation is built into its model. Roughly 5 billion new Doge are created every year. For some, that's a problem. For others, it's the exact feature that makes it more practical as a currency. Think about it, you don't want a currency that people hoard. You want one they spend. That's where Dogecoin might just outperform Bitcoin in usability. Crypto analyst Dima Potts recently shared his forecast that Dogecoin could see a 37x rally in the next market cycle, largely because of its growing fundamentals. He compared current chart structures to previous cycles where Doge rallied over 180x. Even a fraction of that could be monumental. And according to Potts, this time it's not just hype. It's infrastructure. The fundamentals are finally here. On the institutional side, momentum is quietly building too. 21 shares listed its Doge ETF on the DTCC platform, taking early steps toward mainstream exposure. The Rexosprey Doge ETF crossed $20 million in inflows. And reports suggest that Elon Musk's lawyer, Alex Spiro, is helping lead a $200 million Dogecoin treasury initiative to create an official structure for institutional holdings under the House of Doge project. These are serious developments, not meme moves. Now, let's zoom out. Bitcoin's greatest strength is decentralization and adoption. But it's not the fastest, not the cheapest, and definitely not the easiest to use for microtransactions. Dogecoin, on the other hand, was built on simplicity and speed. In a future where microtransactions, digital tipping, and instant crypto payments dominate, Dogecoin could have the edge. Especially with DogeOS, ZK rollups, and programmable smart features coming to the chain, Dogecoin is building toward real-world use. Even Ethereum's co-founder, Vitalik Buterin, has hinted at his support for Dogecoin's evolution. He's talked about possible staking models that could move Doge toward proof-of-stake in a way that still preserves community control. That's another layer of growth, environmentally friendly, scalable, and aligned with the broader direction of blockchain innovation. And then there's culture. Culture is powering crypto. Bitcoin has the early adopters and institutions. Dogecoin has the people. Its brand is instantly recognizable, its community unstoppable. From NASCAR sponsorships to social media trends, Dogecoin remains a symbol of the internet's ability to move markets through collective energy. So can Dogecoin become the next Bitcoin? In terms of price per coin, probably not. But in terms of cultural and functional influence, absolutely. Bitcoin will likely remain the digital gold, the reserve asset of crypto. But Dogecoin could become the digital dollar, fast, cheap, and universal for everyday use. As of now, Doge sits around the 25 cents mark. A move toward even $5 or $10 over the next few years would reshape the crypto hierarchy. Dima Potts' forecast of $11.71 by late 2025 sounds ambitious, but so did 73 cents in 2021 before it happened. And one thing we've learned from history, every time people laugh at Dogecoin, it finds a way to surprise them. It's done it before. It could do it again. The foundation is stronger, the upgrades are real, and the network is more alive than ever. If Dogecoin keeps expanding its utility, integrates deeper into Elon Musk's X ecosystem, and continues attracting developer innovation, we might be looking at the birth of the internet's first true community-powered currency. So, while Bitcoin remains the king of crypto, Dogecoin might just become the people's coin of the digital future. Not because it's the richest, but because it's the most relatable, accessible, and resilient. The race isn't about who replaces who. It's about which crypto adapts to what the world actually needs. Fast, cheap, fun, and decentralized, that's Dogecoin's DNA. And in this rapidly evolving digital economy, that might just be enough to crown it the next big revolution. If you've been watching this far, you already know Dogecoin's story is far from over. The upgrades, the adoption, the momentum, it's all aligning for something bigger. The only question is, will you be watching from the sidelines or riding the wave when it happens? If you found this breakdown useful, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Because in our next video, we're diving into how Dogecoin's new smart contract upgrades could completely redefine its future and possibly trigger the biggest rally we've seen yet. Stay tuned, you won't want to miss it.